The Pop Festival, the largest that Australia's yet seen, is only a day old, with 2 more days to run. Whether it will continue to echo the sentiments of the crowd, who are using the phrase peace and love more often than the more normal how you going, mate, remains to be seen. But I think the worst thing that could possibly happen here would be a very bad case of sunburn. In Sunbury, David Hill for ABC News. The country around Sunbury is inspiring. Dead brown dirt set off by tufts of straggly grass contrasts sharply with green pastures dotted by herds of dairy cattle. The land is split by steep valleys, each supporting its own creek, and it was in one of these narrow valleys that a few people made a lot of money, some people played music, and a whole lot of people were happy for 3 days in a hot, dusty, thirsty way. I think it's going to be impossible to get a final head count of the people who attended the Sunbury Pop Festival. Figures varied from 30,000 up, but it was crowded, very crowded. A small city of tents sprang up, most put up by people who, it seemed, had never camped before. And for those who didn't bring a tent, home was a sleeping bag spread out under the night sky. While some of Australia's top pop groups kept up a steady blast of sound, the stage pulsated from the noise and music rolled up the valleys. But while the crowds had a good view of the musicians, had they wanted to, saw the close-up reaction to their music. A small vein of healthy private enterprise sprang up a short distance from the main area, where it was possible to haggle over your purchase of a genuine leather headband, beads, Indian shirts, incense, or straw hats with Sunbury '72 painted on the rims. Macrobiotic food stalls had been placed, perhaps with unconscious irony, next to stalls selling hamburgers, hot dogs, and pies. But the real heroes of the festival weren't the musicians, the crowds, or the salesmen. They were the St. John's Ambulance Brigade members, sweating in heavy uniforms, who performed Herculean tasks, mending cuts, dealing with fractured skulls, and rescuing overambitious swimmers. It was a tough order for the on-duty police, but most of them were young, and many had asked for the assignment. They quickly established a rapport with the crowd, which occasionally subjected them to some good-natured heckling when the pace of the concert died down. There'd been fears of widespread drug abuse before the Pop Festival began, but the main problem was alcohol. Drugs were there and available if one was prepared to go out looking. But according to most of the pop fans, smuggled beer and wine were responsible for all the incidents. You guys been having a good time here?
Yeah, fantastic.
You seem to be drinking a lot of grog.
Oh, I reckon.
30 dozen. What up, 30 dozen?
How much?
24 dozen.
Got 2 left.
What, 2 dozen left or 2 bottles left?
2 dozen.
How did you manage to smuggle it in? I believe they
reckon this. They reckon it's an ambulance. We just go straight in. G'day, Mum.
The Sunbury Pop Festival is over, and now the thousands of pop fans that have packed this rather deserted spot in the Victorian countryside have got to make their weary way home. The riots that were expected didn't eventuate, the trouble that was expected didn't eventuate, and police, ambulance officers and organisers have all been unanimous in their praise for the behaviour of the crowds. All that's left are huge piles of rubbish littering the area, and these will have to be cleared up in the next day or so. In Sunbury, David Hill for ABC News.